Hello gamers, bogur here. Today I'm gonna give you one tip versus every single hero in the Overwatch roster, so make sure to listen and this will help you immensely in your Overwatch ranked games. D.Va, whenever she ults, you actually take reduced damage if you just turn around. Doomfist, his block ability is quite strong because it reduces 90% of the damage that is dealt to him. But if you shoot it enough, it will make his fist glow. And when it's glowing, that means that Doomfist will actually take increased damage and be slowed down. Thank you Get Quaketone for this tip. Junkerqueen. Robots do not have flesh, so they cannot actually bleed. So make sure to play characters like Zen against Junkerqueen to counter her. Orisa. Many of you might find out that Orisa is very unkillable, and that is true. But she's very weak in one moment. She actually takes increased damage from melees whenever she's ulting. So whenever she's actually using it, do not be afraid and just punch her really hard. Ramattra is the newest hero in the Overwatch roster and also the first character with a JoJo stand. Whenever he ults, make sure to go inside his circle and just try to kill him as fast as possible because you cannot run away. Reinhardt. A lot of you might think that Reinhardt's shield should be broken and you should shoot it and focus it and that he becomes really weak, but that is a lie. If Reinhardt's shield ever breaks, he gets a damage boost and a slight speed boost. So make sure not to shoot his shield and just run away if it actually breaks. Roadhog is the most annoying character in Overwatch 2, but there is one easy way to counter this joy-sucking swine. And that way is to just not get hooked. That's right, if you don't get hooked, you will survive and then you will not be able to kill him because he is immortal. Have fun. Sigma. One of Sigma's main strengths is the fact that he can poke from a distance while shielding both himself and his teammates. But the opposite is also true. He's very weak to characters that can just close the distance and rush him down, like Zarya or Rein and Reaper. So make sure not to take a lot of poke, but instead play really aggressively. Winton. Whenever Winston leaps in and uses his projected bubble, make sure to go inside of it and shoot the little device in the center. It can actually break, which will break the shield itself immediately. Hamster. Did you know that Hammond and Winston are arch nemesis? It's in the lore, you can check it out. And because of that, Winston actually deals increased damage against both. So you should always go Winston to counter Hammond and dive him all the time. Zarya. Everyone here knows that Zarya is pretty racist towards Omnics, but did you know that this also applies in-game? That's right, whenever Zarya plays against Omnic characters, she actually deals more damage. Ashe. Ashe Dynamite can be pretty annoying because it burns you over time and deals a lot of damage. But did you know that you can actually cleanse the burn effect by standing in water, like in the pool of Circuit Royale or inside Rialto's river? Bastion. Whenever Bastion actually turns into a mobile war crime machine, he actually takes 30% more damage. So this means he's in his weakest whenever he's in his turret form. Cassidy. Sometimes Cassidy's high noon seems impossible to dodge, but did you know that it does decrease damage to shields? You should tell your entire team to hide behind Reinhardt's shield. Pharah Echo. She takes reduced damage whenever she's flying, so make sure she lands on the floor before you actually shoot her. Genji deflect counters almost all forms of damage, but did you know that this deflect can also break? So make sure to hard focus the enemy Genji whenever he's using his deflect and break it. Hanzo. Many of you don't know, but his ultimate that actually does a bunch of damage actually deals less damage whenever there are more people in it. For this reason, I have made this amazing chart to show the damage reduction based on people in it. Junkrat. Junkrat trap is easily breakable, but you should never break it because that will alert the enemy Junkrat where you are. So instead, you should just jump over it. That way you will not get trapped and you will be able to flank super easily. Mei isn't really strong at the moment, but she is still extremely obnoxious to play against. But did you know that you can actually block her ult with a shield? So next time you play a shield tank like Rein, make sure to stand inside the ult and block her Mei freeze. Reaper is a dangerous tank buster, but there is one key secret to his strength. Every Friday, it's Reaper Friday, and that means that Reaper gets more damage and movement speed. So you should make sure to never play on Friday because the enemy team can abuse Reaper and just farm you for free. Sojourn. Whenever she starts glowing in blue, that means she has to reload. So you should peek her and try to kill her then. Soja. Soldier is super hard to kill. He's really mobile even though he's an old man, and he has his own support called his healing station, one of his abilities. But did you know that the healing station can also heal the enemies? Sombra. Sombra is probably the most hated hero in Overwatch because of how joyless the game becomes when someone plays her. But there is a hero that counters her super well, and that hero is a Wrecking Ball. Wrecking Ball can tank most of her damage if he ever gets hacked, and he can easily find and kill her translocator, Symmetra. I know Symmetra wall can be really scary sometimes because it looks menacing, but you have to know that it actually doesn't have that much HP and it's easily breakable, so the next time Sim ults, make sure to shoot it and kill it as fast as possible so that you can destroy the enemy team. Torbjorn. There's a fun little trick when playing against Torbjorn's turret. Do you know that if you actually go behind the turret and crouch, you're gonna be able to hack the turret and make it change teams? Congrats, now you have a friendly Torbjorn turret without a Torbjorn. Tracer, if she ever actually recalls on top of the payload, she brings the payload back as well. So try to force out her recall before she gets to the payload. Windowmaker. Windowmaker actually does more damage to characters in committed relationships because she is the Windowmaker, obviously. Anya. Whenever Ana uses her sleep dart, your sleep duration will actually increase the longer you have stayed awake. So make sure to go to bed early or take a long nap before your ranked games. Baptiste. Here is a very obvious tip when playing against Baptiste. His window actually boosts the enemy damage as well, so make sure to peek into it and shoot through it whenever he ults. Brigitte Lindholm.
Hetta upp formen av till exempel ett väckarkorshjärta i en gjutjärnspanna tills det är riktigt varmt.
Kiriko.
今の世界ではキラが法であり、キラが秩序を守っている。与えられた使命。僕がやるしかない。他の者にできたか。ここまでやれたか。この先できるか。
Lucio. Because he's a DJ and his attacks are sound-based, if you just mute your game, he will deal almost no damage to you and his boop will barely affect you. Mercy. Did you know that if you insult a Mercy player in-game or on social media, then there's a really high chance that the Mercy Mafia will find out where you live and hold your dog hostage. Then they'll make you promise and swear on your family's life that you'll never speak ill about their favorite hero ever again. Please send help. Moira.
Hello guys. Today we have a list of top 5 Moira tips. Número 5.
Zenyatta. If you ever play against a Zen, add him after the game, befriend them, find out his daily routine, gain their trust, learn where they live, become best friends, find out who he loves, set him up with the person of their dreams, make their life perfect so they never ever have to come back to Overwatch 2 and ruin everyone's lobbies by playing the most boring character in the game that does nothing but just spam across the map. Just play Valorant at that point.
Go outside, touch grass. Go outside, touch ass. Go outside, touch grass.